He was searching for Muhammad Manawar. He had placed countless advertisements in search of him. He kept looking for him in New York, Washington, Chicago, and Houston. He searched for him in Frankfurt, Milan, Amsterdam, Paris, London, and Brussels. And in his search, he even went to Tokyo, Beijing, and Manila, but he could not find Muhammad Manawar. He wanted to meet his benefactor just once in his life. He believed that if it weren't for Muhammad Manawar, he would not have become the owner of billions today. His company would not have been operating across 6 continents, and he would not have been the CEO of 5,000 to 6,000 employees. He said that if Muhammad Manawar was no longer alive, then he wanted to meet someone from his family, a brother, a father, a wife, a son, or a daughter. Surely someone from Manawar's family must still be alive somewhere in the world. He only wanted to meet that person, give him their rightful share, help them so that Manawar's soul could find peace, and he himself could feel at ease. This story was told to me by a friend, and it stuck in my mind like a chewed piece of gum. The main character of the story was named Shafiq al-Haq, a fictional name. 35 years ago, he went to America. He worked at a burger shop during the day and took MBA classes in the evening. His life moved like the hands of a clock, clockwise, tick, tick, tick. Waking up at a fixed hour, rubbing his eyes as he changed clothes, picking up a mug of coffee, boarding the subway, shaving with a portable machine on the way reaching the burger shop, collecting tips from tourists all day, cleaning the kitchen, pulling paper, packaging plates and trays out of the trash, and on days when the sweeper was absent, cleaning the bathroom as well. At 5 o'clock, he would grab 2 burgers and head to college, attend lectures, take notes, borrow books from the library, plan assignments, and walk back to his room at 10 at night. He shared the room with a friend. His friend worked night shifts and came in the morning, while he spent nights there, so one bed was enough for both. Life was frightening, dull, restless, and bitter. He had to support himself, pay for his education, and send money to his family in-home back to help out. His only recreation was spending 2 hours at a nightclub on weekends, where he danced away his frustration. But then his life fell into crisis. Unexpectedly, he got trapped in a situation that led him down a dead-end street, a street that ended in a death sentence. He was stuck badly. What happened? One night, he left the nightclub. Outside, 2 groups got into a fight, and a helpless girl got caught in the middle. He tried to save her. A gunshot went off. The bullet hit the girl, and she died in his arms. Panicked, he placed the girl's body on the sidewalk and ran away. The police arrived. During their investigation, they reached his apartment within a week. He was arrested. The murder was pinned on him. He was innocent, but no one in the city believed him. All the evidence pointed against him. Meanwhile, his documents turned out to be fake. He had submitted forged papers to get admission in college. He was trapped from all sides. Then one day, something interesting happened. His final court hearing came. The original judge went on medical leave, and a woman judge took over the case. During the hearing, she asked about his nationality. With a trembling voice, he replied, "Pakistan." The judge exclaimed, "Oh my God," and asked, "Do you know Manawar?" He shook his head in no. The judge shrugged and resumed the hearing. But this time, the entire attitude of the court had changed. The judge asked the lawyers a few questions that directly benefited him. Long story short, during that hearing, the judge not only acquitted him honorably, but also ordered the police to pay him $100,000 in damages. He was released. A few days after his release, Shafiq went to the judge's house to thank her. But she told him, "You should thank Muhammad Manawar, not me." He asked in shock, "Who is Muhammad Manawar?" The judge smiled and said, "He was a Pakistani taxi driver in New York, and through this decision, he tried to repay his debt on me." She explained her father was from Mexico and had cancer. She sold her apartment, collected $70,000, was transferring it from one bank to another when she accidentally left the money bag in a taxi. The taxi dropped her off and drove away. She was devastated. Her father was on his deathbed. She had sold her only asset, and now the money was gone. She tried to find the taxi driver, but failed. But one evening, the doorbell rang. She opened the door and saw the taxi driver standing there. He told her that he had been trying to find her for 5 days and had finally succeeded. He handed her the bag of money, greeted her respectfully, and turned to leave. She tried to give him a reward, but he refused, saying, "This was my duty." As he left, she asked his name. He said, "My name is Muhammad Manawar, and I am Pakistani." A new chapter began after that. She went to the bank to send the money to her father, but he had passed away. After his death, she used that money to study law, passed the judiciary exam, became a judge, and from that day on, she considered every Pakistani as another Muhammad Manawar. Any Pakistani who came to her court, she tried to repay Manawar's kindness through them. She told Shafiq she tried desperately to find Manawar, but he was never found. She said, "Now you must find him and thank him from both of us." Shafiq's life changed completely. He received the $100,000 compensation, started a small trading company. The business grew, and he became a millionaire. His company purchased raw materials from Japan, China, and Manila for multinational corporations and exported finished products to the Middle East and Europe. All these years, he kept searching for Muhammad Manawar. He asked every taxi driver in New York, Washington, Chicago, and Los Angeles, but he never found him. My friend paused and asked me, "Do you know why he kept searching for Manawar?" I shook my head positively. He said, "Because Shafiq had set aside 10% of every business he started for Muhammad Manawar. He wanted to give him his rightful share as soon as possible. That's why he kept searching, kept searching." To me, it was an unbelievable story. It felt like watching a film where scenes change rapidly. Restlessly, I asked, "But did he ever find Muhammad Manawar?" My friend nodded slowly, took a deep breath, and said with a sad voice, "Yes. But only when he was taking his last breaths in a New York hospital." I stared at him in shock. He continued, "A Pakistani taxi driver found an address for Manawar. When Shafiq went searching, he discovered that Manawar was lying severely injured in a small hospital. Shafiq reached there, met him, and asked him to confirm the judge's story. Manawar was answering the question when his soul left his body. I was stunned. Asked, "What happened to him?" My friend sighed deeply. Muhammad Manawar tried to rob one of his passengers of $500. The passenger had a revolver and shot him. The police arrived and took him to the hospital in critical condition. Manawar confessed to the crime, and after 3 days of struggle, he passed away.